Mr. Massey, how many projects would you say that you might have where you're ready to go to work and people cannot get financing?
Wow. Half a dozen.
So from what we've seen, originally we were told that our credit was in a major accident on the expressway, and it had all the lanes blocked with business loans, car loans, student loans backed up into traffic, and this $350 billion or $700 billion was supposed to clear that out of the way to allow this credit to flow. What I've seen in my district and what I've heard all over the state of Georgia and throughout the construction industry is that this credit is not flowing as of yet, even though we've spent $350 billion so far, with the main objective of that to make sure that there's credit out there to keep especially small business going. Was that your understanding of what this was supposed to accomplish?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eamon, I wanted to ask you a question. I've read your testimony here, and you talked about that your company over the last 5 years, I guess, with green technology had gone from $1 million to $20 million in revenue. And you talked about adding 50 new employees. Is this the 50 new employees over a 5-year period or 1-year period?
In the past 5 years, we've probably added across New York State 7 to 10 new office personnel that are strictly project managers, estimators, and salespeople across our 3 offices in New York. And the balance of those projects are the technicians that are in the field, and those are permanent employees. And those technicians that we have trained specifically for large wind, solar, power interconnection, utility interconnection, and those are in the luxury we have with those other 40 employees is we share them in our other.
I understand, but it's 50 over a 5-year period. Is that correct?
Correct.
And
50 permanent. And now
50 permanent. I understand.
When you're in the construction, when you need 40 electricians on one project, we just go get those journeyman electricians.
What's your total full-time employment?
About 500.
About 500. I understand. Let me ask you this. How many people would you say are actively employed on a single wind farm or one of these wind farms that you were talking about?
Electricians, I just finished last week I was at a finish-up project meeting, and we had 4 major subcontractors on the project. The project made the North American Wind Power magazine as a model project. It was in Western New York, and one thing that doesn't make the paper is our safety report at the beginning of the onset of the meeting, and basically we report our craft hours, and between the 4 subcontractors, craft manpower hours was over 220,000 man hours performed from May 1st to December 31st of last year on one project. Those are craftsmen working on the job. That doesn't include engineering or.
So about how many people would you say that was?
There were probably over 200 people for 1,000 hours apiece.
So we're going to have to start a lot of wind farms to employ 2 or 3 million people, or some of these green projects. How much on one of these wind farms? Just out of curiosity, what is the cost per kilowatt hour of electricity generated versus a coal plant or a hydro plant?
I cannot answer that for you specifically, but I can get you that information as testimony backup.
If you would do that. And the last, Mr. Allison down with the chamber, one of the things, we had the chamber calling us about the stimulus package, asking us to do it. Not the stimulus, but the bailout originally. A lot of my chamber members are coming back going, I don't know if this was a good idea or not, because we haven't gotten any relief from the credit. What is the Chamber of Commerce doing, or as far as putting your 2 cents into the release of the other $350 billion and some ideas that you might have for what that money really and truly needs to be doing?
Well, sir, I can only speak for my own Chamber of Commerce in St. Joseph, Missouri. and obviously no disrespect to the U.S. Chamber or the Missouri Chamber of Commerce, but Main Street, we get it that this is something we have to do. The patient is on the table and in intensive care, and so we need to take some action that we wouldn't otherwise take, hoping that at some point we're going to get them off the table and back out there, and so there's no question we're going to have to take aggressive action. I think the question is, can we do it learning from recent experiences? And I didn't fly here today in a private corporate jet. Much like my colleagues, we work day to day with average people that as I said before, they don't mind paying their taxes. They're just thankful to be employed and hoping that things are going to work out. As I've already asked, I think that if we look at the facts, small business delivers. Time and time again, there's been studies done that shows that per dollar of public investment at every level of government, small business brings a much greater return on